Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Kansas City, from beautiful CPKC Stadium, where, like you said, Donna, the season opens tomorrow when the Kansas City Current take on the Portland Thorns here at home, 11:45 a.m. We know that the stadium staff is doing everything they can to make those final touches on the pitch, while the players, they are focusing on making that final stand, and they're getting those practices in to make sure they are ready for tomorrow. I had the chance to sit down with team captain Lola Bonta earlier this week. She's confident that this is a team that could go all the way, which means there's a lot to look forward to this season.
I want us to play well every game. I want every player to stay healthy. You obviously want to win. I'm hoping again, Temel wins Golden Boot, MVP. I hope our team wins the Shield, the full thing we can get. Now they have Rookie of the Year, they have Midfielder of the Year. I'm hoping we can also get Coach of the Year. All these awards I would love for this team to have because I do think they deserve them.
So let's talk about what you need to know if you plan to come out here to CPKC Stadium tomorrow morning for the season opener. So it all gets started at 8:45 a.m. That's when the activities get started on the CPKC front plaza. You'll get to get some face painting done, maybe make some signs to cheer on your favorite player. There's a ton of giveaways that we'll talk about in the next half hour. All of that excitement gets started at 8:45. 9:45 is when the gates open. That is prime time for members of the Kansas City Blue Crew. They are the supporter section here for the team, as well as folks who have tickets in the supporter stand to come on in. That is a section that is open seating, so they want to come in, claim those seats, be as close to the pitch as possible. If you've been waiting to get a player autograph, 10:15 is a time you want to have memorized, because the Northwest Concourse is where a couple of the players are going to be located tomorrow morning, where you can get those player autographs in before game time. And of course, 11:45. That is going to be that first kick, the beginning of the season here at CPKC Stadium. There are a couple other things we want to mention, because if you haven't been to the riverfront lately, there's a lot of construction going on right now. Go ahead, take a look at this map here on your screen. The Grand Boulevard Bridge is closed right now to traffic. So all drivers and rideshare coming to the stadium are going to need to take Berkeley Riverfront Parkway, follow the signs to drop off near Port KC. That's going to be on the far side of the Origin Hotel. So we gave you a little bit of a tease earlier. I'm bringing in the Kansas City Blue Crew, the president, Kirsten Ross, and we also need to show off this gorgeous, glimmering soccer ball. So this is really cool. It was made by a company called Beyond Diamonds, and this is a soccer ball that is traveling to a couple different stadiums for opening weekend, Kirsten, and next weekend too, just to bring the hype. I mean, seeing how glimmery and shiny and bright it is, what's going through your mind just staring at this, because you can't help but stare?
I just think it's really cool how so many companies are getting involved with promoting stuff with the league and our team as well. Just having been around since the very beginning of the league, it's just crazy to see how much more, investment and media it's getting compared to, those early years.
So let's talk about it. Kirsten, you and I were talking off camera about how you have been a fan of this team since before they were the KC Current. They were FCKC over a decade ago. Talk to me about those early days to here we are now going on to season 2 of our very own stadium.
I pinch myself every game day here. It's just insane to me to see how we've gone from playing in a high school stadium to playing in our own stadium. Just seeing how far the environment's come. I mean, we tried so hard in those early years to kind of get things going in the games, and just to see it really take off and get, incorporated across the stadium into all the fans has been really cool.
Well, Kirsten, you guys have been so great for just staying with us all morning and bringing the excitement, bringing the energy. We're going to be talking to the Blue Crew throughout the morning here on First News. Thank you guys so much. And I want to mention with this soccer ball, just this shining ball, it's going to be traveling, like I said, to a couple different stadiums. It will eventually be auctioned off, and then the proceeds are going to benefit organizations that help support women's sports as well. So you may have noticed when I was talking to Kirsten, maybe you were distracted by that shiny soccer ball, but if not, you may have noticed she was wearing a teal kit. Well, that is new for this year. The team unveiled their Teal Town kits. That's going to be a full teal uniform. It features a map of Kansas City along with other details. That's the team's secondary kit. You can buy it at their team store. Secondary kit means it's only being played when they're out of town, that they have a taste of Kansas City even when they're not here in town. We are breaking into your current programming for a breaking news story that we've been following all morning long. Police say a man accused of 2 murders and a child abduction is no longer at large this morning. The Platte County Sheriff's Office is giving an update. Let's listen in.
Involving members of the Kansas City Career Criminal Task Force.
As you can.
Yep.
All right, well, you've just been listening to an update from the Platte County Sheriff's Office and Missouri State Highway Patrol, just getting an update about this morning's Amber Alert as well as homicides. The 5-year-old girl, Juliana Manning, is safe, while the suspect, 43-year-old George Manning, is dead. Missouri State Highway Patrol say around 7:30 this morning they found Manning walking along Vivian near Wacomas with a handgun. KCPD officers and members of Homeland Security fired shots, killing Manning. It is not clear how many officers were involved or how many shots were fired, as that investigation is still ongoing. We're also learning more details about the events of the night. According to Platte County deputies, they say this all began as a homicide at 11:15 Thursday night, February 27th. That is when there was a shooting, a carjacking at a car wash. Police confirming that a female victim was killed. That is when Manning took her car to Northwest 50th Terrace. They confirm that 2 more people were shot. A juvenile, a young boy, was killed, while an adult woman is in the hospital in surgery right now. Police are also saying that there was a relationship between Manning and the people he shot at. The relationship is believed to be the woman who was shot and in the hospital is said to be the mother of the young boy and the girl who was taken. The girl who was taken is said to be the daughter of Manning. So again, we do know that Juliana is safe. She was released a little earlier this morning at 5:30 to a family member, while the suspect of all of this, Manning, is said to be dead. We do want to let you know police are saying there is no threat to the public at this time. They say they are encouraging people to stay away from the area of Vivian and Wacomas as police are still investigating the area. This has been a lot of information. We've been following this throughout the morning on First News. We're going to have so much more throughout our newscast on KMBC 9. For now, we want to send you back to programming, but again, you can get the latest information between now and in our newscast on the free KMBC 9 News app. We're going to hold on to anything that'll help us with the roads because we're still seeing snow coverage and ice coverage around the metro. Right now, the biggest problems we seem to be running into appear to be along the southern portion of 435. We've got several stalled vehicles popping up there. As more people are waking up, we're starting to see some other issues. There is some good news, though, for Kansas drivers. I want to give you a quick check of the Kansas side of the metro where I-70 is fully back open. And while the highways are looking better, that is not going to be the same case for neighborhoods and side streets. KMBC 9's Martin Augustine joins us live this morning. And Martin, tell us where y'all are driving right now and what the roads are looking like where you are. I'm ready for a warm up as much as I can get at this point. So let's talk about road conditions, especially on the interstates where we've seen a lot of progress being made in the last 24 hours. We're taking a live look I-35 at Southwest Traffic Way. And what we're seeing here is pretty similar to what we're seeing around the metro, where we've got one lane that is perfectly cleared. Then we've got another lane that, not so much, but you at least have a path for your tires to go through that should hit pavement and not snow. Not going to be the case everywhere, but it's a lot of what we're seeing around the metro. Our Johnny Rollins has been helping me cover this winter storm. And Johnny, what are you noticing where you are? And, Morgan had brought up a great point, Nick, about, kids wanting to go out and play. They see all this snow. They don't have school for a lot of kids. So they're like, oh my gosh, I just want to spend all day. Maybe not the day to do that. It is almost time for playoff baseball to make its grand return to Kansas City. We are taking a live look at Kauffman Stadium, where in just 11 hours, 37 minutes and change, the Royals will take on the New York Yankees in Game 3 of the ALDS. Can hardly wait for it. Good Wednesday morning. Happy game day, Kansas City. I am JB Weiss. Nick Bender. Oh my gosh. We can't believe how well the Royals are playing and the fact that 9 years, that's how long it's taken for playoff baseball here. It is 6:15 on your Wednesday morning, a game day, as we take a live look over Kansas City. Downtown lit up in blue as we chant, "Let's go Royals." Summer temperatures are going to linger on, but Nick's going to get you ready for a big change in the 9-day forecast that'll have you grabbing a warmer coat. Union maintenance workers at Worlds of Fun have authorized a strike if necessary. Workers say contract talks have been on since February with no deal just yet. One of the biggest concerns from workers is the number of staff members the union wants. They want to maintain minimum staffing levels to avoid shortages and keep people at the park safe.
If you're short-staffed, guys are coming in on their days off to help with inspections, guys are getting tired, and we want to get that minimum staffing in there so that way everything's getting checked, eyes are getting on everything, and repairs are made as they're needed.
The last day of this season at Worlds of Fun is October 27th. Your Kansas City Royals are home tonight, chasing the championship in Game 3 of the ALDS. Let's get back out to Cody Holyoke live at Kauffman Stadium. Hey, Cody. I know it is going to be a baseball game to remember, Cody. We're going to check back in with you a little bit later on. We do need to get to some news for Chiefs Kingdom fans. This is for wide receiver Weiss. We can share that he did have surgery yesterday to repair the LCL in his right knee after he was hurt during the game against the LA Chargers. NFL Network reporter Ian Rappaport says doctors did not have to repair his ACL, MCL, or meniscus, just his LCL. So Weiss is expected to make a full recovery. He is still likely going to be out, though, for the rest of this season. The Chiefs are going to be on a bye this week, so at least a little more time for him to recover. Also some time for maybe some Chiefs fans and Chiefs players to make it out to the K today and tomorrow to cheer on the Royals.